In the early 90s, stars of the fashion world start to blend with other celebrities. Supermodels are now known for both the clothes on their backs and the men on their arms. But before a model can make it to the A-list, she must make it through the hands of powerful and sometimes predatory gatekeepers, something fashion writer Michael Gross understood.
There were patterns of behavior that had been acceptable.
And he wants to expose it. But Gross will soon discover his plan to shine a light on this shadowy part of the modeling industry will be met with a dangerous kind of darkness.
I was actually threatened by Johnny Casablancas, who made a lunch date with me. He looked at me, he said, hello, and then he said, if you harm Elite, Elite will harm you. And he stood up and he walked out. Wow, It was clear to me this was an amazing story, and people only knew the tip of the iceberg. And when John Casablancas delivered the threat, I got a little paranoid at a certain point. I took all my interview tapes and I put them into an airline carry-on bag, and I hid it under the bed of a friend of ours in Paris. I'm not writing about the mafia, I'm writing about the fashion world, for God's sakes. Jean-Luc Brunel had a horrible habit of using the merchandise for reasons that were not above board. The same thing happens with every one of these guys. Look at Gerald Marie. It just so happened that in his off hours, he was treating models like garbage.
By the mid-90s, Gerald Marie is at the center of rumors about bad behavior with models. While on an agency retreat in Ibiza, American agent Marie Anderson overhears a conversation she can't ignore.
It was Gerald Marie, John Casablancas, Lisa Herzog from New York Elite, and Trudy Tapscott from New York Elite. And both of these young women were begging the men to stop sleeping with the young teenage girls. And Gerald said, we are men, we have our needs. And John's response was, Lisa, Trudy, it's not that big of a deal. Like, stop being so puritanical about your ideas of sex. This is fine. And the men refused to listen.
Disgusted by the blatant abuses of power, Marie Anderson quits her job as an agent at Elite.
I kept trying to have this conversation, and people were like, Marie, shut up. Nobody wants to hear this crap. Don't be a Debbie Downer. This is part of the business. Just accept it. One model in particular, who I thought was tough as nails, I warned her what was gonna happen, and she's like, Marie, I'll deck the guy. That'll never happen. A little time passes, and she calls me crying, and she said, Marie, Gerald Marie's a pig, and he's been hitting on me all the time, and he said that if I don't sleep with him, I'm not gonna work, and I haven't been working. I think I'm gonna sleep with him. I'm like, don't do it. Please, girl, don't do it. You're gonna sell your soul. She said, okay. Thank you for talking me off the ledge. I won't do it. So months go by, and she comes home, and she's showing me her portfolio full of covers. And I'm like, look at you. Look at all these beautiful covers. Aren't you proud of yourself? You didn't sleep with him. And look what you accomplished. And she sat there silent. She goes, no, Marie. I did start sleeping with him. And as soon as I did, I started booking those covers. He knew. He knew. He knew he could control that situation.